Volvos are legendary, renowned globally not just for pioneering safety, but for their tank-like construction and surprising longevity. But what if you could take that inherent durability and elevate it to a near-immortal status? Imagine your trusty Swedish companion not just reaching 250,000 miles, but cruising effortlessly past the staggering 500,000-mile mark. This isn't a myth. It's the proven result of a dedicated partnership between owner and machine, a testament to meticulous care meeting robust engineering. Introduction: the Swedish secret to automotive immortality. In the world of automobiles, Volvo has carved a unique niche. The brand name itself is synonymous with safety, durability, and a certain understated Scandinavian logic. From the iconic 240 bricks that stubbornly refuse to leave the road to the sleek, technologically advanced models of today, the potential for extraordinary mileage is engineered into their very DNA. However, potential is not a guarantee. The journey to 500,000 miles, a distance that could take you around the Earth 20 times, is paved with disciplined habits and proactive care. Achieving this milestone requires a fundamental shift in perspective. You must evolve from a mere driver into a custodian of your vehicle. It means listening to its unique language, understanding the nuances of its Swedish engineering, and treating maintenance not as a chore, but as a vital ritual. Many of the most catastrophic and expensive automotive failures are not sudden events, but the final, dramatic conclusion of a long period of quiet neglect. This guide details the 15 essential habits that will allow you to sidestep those failures. These practices, honed by legions of high-mileage Volvo enthusiasts, will transform your car from a simple mode of transportation into a reliable, lifelong partner and a legend of longevity. 1. The proactive PCV system service. One of the most critical and often overlooked systems in a Volvo engine is the positive crankcase ventilation, PCV system, sometimes called the breather system. Its job is to safely vent combustion gases that blow past the piston rings, preventing pressure from building up inside the engine. On many Volvo engines, especially the 5-cylinder white block models, this system can clog over time with oil sludge and carbon. The habit: proactively service your PCV system every 80,000 to 100,000 miles, or immediately if you notice symptoms. A clogged PCV system creates positive pressure in the crankcase, P crankcase greater than P atmospheric, which forces oil out through the weakest points, typically the camshaft seals or the rear main seal. This leads to messy, damaging oil leaks. A classic diagnostic is the glove test. With the engine running, remove the oil cap and place a surgical glove over the opening. If the glove inflates, your PCV system is clogged and building pressure. If it gets gently sucked in, the system is working. Replacing the breather box, flame trap, and associated hoses is a moderately intensive job but is infinitely cheaper than chasing down and replacing multiple blown engine seals. 2. The timing belt is a non-negotiable commandment. For a vast number of Volvo's most beloved engines, including the 4, 5, and 6-cylinder white block family, the timing belt is the single most critical service item. This reinforced rubber belt synchronizes the rotation of the crankshaft and the camshafts, ensuring the engine's valves open and close at the precise moment. Unlike a timing chain, which is designed to last the life of the engine, a timing belt is a wear item with a finite lifespan. The habit: replace the timing belt, tensioner, and idler pulleys as a complete kit at or slightly before the manufacturer's recommended interval, typically between 90,000 and 120,000 miles or every 10 years, whichever comes first. There is zero flexibility here. These are interference engines, meaning that if the timing belt snaps, the pistons will slam into the open valves, resulting in catastrophic and instantly fatal engine damage. The cost of a proper timing belt service, often including the water pump which is driven by the belt, is a few $100s. The cost of rebuilding or replacing an engine destroyed by a failed belt is many thousands of dollars. Document the service with a sticker in the engine bay and a receipt in your file, and set a reminder for the next one. Third, transmission fluid, acknowledging geartronic nuances. Volvo has used various automatic transmissions over the years, including the Eisenwerner units, often branded as geartronic. Many of these were shipped with claims of filled for life fluid. For the high mileage owner, this is a dangerous fallacy. Transmission fluid is a hydraulic fluid that also cleans and cools, and over time it breaks down, loses viscosity, and becomes contaminated with microscopic clutch material. The habit: implement a schedule of regular transmission fluid drain and fills. A full flush on a high mileage transmission can sometimes dislodge debris and cause issues, but a series of drain and fills is a safe and effective method. Every 30,000 to 40,000 miles, drain the 3 to 4 quarts of fluid from the transmission pan and replace it with the exact correct specification fluid, e.g. JWS 3309 or equivalent. Because this only replaces about half the fluid, some owners do this procedure 3 times over a few hundred miles to replace the vast majority of the old fluid. This practice keeps the valve body clean, the solenoids operating crisply, and the clutches cool, dramatically extending the life of this complex and expensive component. 4. Respecting the turbo, the warm-up and cool-down protocol. Many of Volvo's most desirable engines are turbocharged, from the T5 and T6 models to the modern Drive E power plants. A turbocharger uses exhaust gases to spin a turbine at incredible speeds, often over 150,000 RPM, to force more air into the engine, creating more power. This process generates immense heat, and the turbo's bearings rely on a constant flow of clean engine oil for lubrication and cooling. The habit: adopt a strict warm-up and cool-down ritual. Warm-up: after a cold start, allow the engine to idle for 30 to 60 seconds before driving. This ensures oil pressure is stable and flow has reached the turbocharger. For the first 5 to 10 minutes of driving, keep RPMs low and avoid heavy throttle or going into boost until the engine oil is fully up to operating temperature. Cool down. This is even more critical. After a spirited drive, climbing a long grade, or extended highway travel, the turbo can be glowing hot. Shutting the engine off immediately starves the turbo of cooling oil, causing the residual oil in the bearing housing to coke or burn, forming abrasive deposits that will destroy the bearings. To prevent this, simply let the engine idle for 60 to 90 seconds before you turn off the ignition. This allows circulating oil to carry away the excess heat, a simple habit that can double the life of your turbocharger. 5th, suspension and strut mount vigilance. Volvos are heavy, solid cars, and this puts significant stress on suspension components. While the springs and control arms are robust, the parts designed to absorb vibrations, rubber bushings, and most notably, the front strut mounts, are common wear items. A failing strut mount can cause noise, poor handling, and abnormal tire wear. The habit: perform a yearly inspection of your suspension components with a special focus on the front strut mounts and spring seats. Listen for any clunking, creaking, or popping noises when going over bumps or turning the steering wheel at low speeds. These are classic symptoms of failed strut mounts or spring seats. Visually inspect the top of the strut towers in the engine bay. If the center nut appears to be sitting high or the surrounding rubber is cracked and degraded, it's time for replacement. A bad mount can also be diagnosed by a trusted mechanic who can check for play in the assembly. Replacing these parts in pairs restores the car's solid, quiet ride and prevents the poor handling and accelerated tire wear that results from a loose suspension. If you are liking this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 6. Mastering the oil and filter ritual. This may seem basic, but meticulous attention to oil changes is the foundation of engine longevity. Clean oil lubricates, cleans, cools, and protects against corrosion. For Volvos, particularly the turbocharged models that are harder on oil, the quality of the oil and filter and the frequency of the change are paramount. The habit: use a high-quality, full synthetic oil that meets Volvo's specific ACA rating. Check your manual and change it every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, or every 6 months, regardless of what the extended factory interval or oil life monitor says. The 10,000 plus mile intervals are designed for the average first owner, not for someone aiming for 500,000 miles. Crucially, always use a high-quality oil filter. The OEM MAN or Moly filters are excellent choices. A cheap filter can have poor filtration media, weak anti-drain back valves leading to dry starts, and incorrect bypass valve pressures. Spending an extra $10 on a premium filter is the cheapest insurance you can buy for your engine's internal components. Check the oil level every other fuel stop and keep it topped off. 7. Haldex AWD system service for all-wheel drive models. For Volvos equipped with all-wheel drive, like many XC models and variants, the system is typically a front-wheel drive-based Haldex unit. This system uses a wet multi-plate clutch pack to engage the rear wheels when slip is detected. The fluid in this unit shears down and becomes contaminated over time, and there is often a small filter that can clog. This is one of the most neglected service points on an AWD Volvo. The habit: service the Haldex unit every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. This is a non-negotiable task for long-term AWD reliability. The service involves draining the old fluid, cleaning the electric pump screen, replacing the small filter on generations that have a replaceable one, and refilling with the specific expensive Haldex fluid from Volvo or an OEM supplier. Most general shops are unaware of this need and will never recommend it. A failed Haldex unit will result in a loss of AWD and can be extremely expensive to repair or replace. Proactive fluid and filter changes will keep the pump healthy and the clutches engaging smoothly for hundreds of thousands of miles. 8. The Volvo Brick Electrical System Care. Older Volvos earned a reputation for simple, robust electronics, but modern Volvos are sophisticated machines with multiple computer modules, ECU, TCU, CEM, etc., that communicate over a CAN bus network. The health of this entire network depends on a stable supply of clean voltage from the battery and alternator. The habit: treat your battery as a proactive maintenance item, not a reactive replacement. A weak, failing battery can cause a host of bizarre, seemingly unrelated electronic gremlins, flickering lights, false warning messages, and communication errors between modules. These can be a nightmare to diagnose. To prevent this, replace your battery every 4 to 5 years, even if it hasn't failed yet. Periodically, inspect the battery terminals for corrosion and clean them with a wire brush and a baking soda solution. Ensure the main engine and chassis ground straps are clean, tight, and free of corrosion. A solid electrical foundation is essential for the sanity of both the car's computers and its owner. 9. Decoding Vita/DICE, investing in diagnostics. One of the most powerful tools a dedicated Volvo owner can possess is the ability to read the car's own diagnostic codes. Volvo's proprietary system is called VIDA, Volvo Information and Diagnostic for Aftermarket, and it connects to the car via a hardware interface called a DICE unit. While dealership-level tools were once unobtainable, today high-quality clone systems are available and are a game-changer for the DIY enthusiast. The habit: invest in a VIDA/DICE setup and learn its basic functions. Even if you don't perform complex repairs yourself, your Volvo has the potential for greatness. You now have the blueprint to achieve it. If you are liking this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.